Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Jones. I am the Director of Education with the Oracle Applications and Technologies Users Group. I'm very excited to welcome everyone to this e-learning session titled Ascend 2023 Preview, Oracle EBS and HCM Sessions with Nadia Bendjedou and Ian Sterling. Before we get started, I'd like to briefly introduce everyone to OATUG and OHUG. In case you're new to our programming, we're a community of Oracle users, and we provide education, networking, and support to our members. Normally, I'd tell people to save the date for our conference, but hopefully most of the people attending this are already going to the conference or thinking about going to the conference. It is the Ascend. It's our user conference. That'll be at the Cree Boreal Resort in Orlando, Florida from June 11th to the 14th. Quick reminder for today's webinar, you will be on mute throughout the session. However, you're welcome to send questions at any time in the question area of the Zoom control panel. We will address questions at the end of the webinar. We might take them kind of in the middle of the webinar. And finally, I'd like to turn it over to our presenters for today. One of the best things about the Ascend conference is we do have tremendous support from Oracle, and they send their top speakers, their top information people. So it's always fantastic to hear what they're presenting. Their sessions are always the most popular, and they always do a fantastic job. We have Nadia Bendjedou and Ian Sterling. Take it away, Nadia.
Thank you so much, Mike. And definitely, we will be there. I'm looking forward to it. My name is Nadia Bendjedou. I'm the Vice President of the Product Strategy of the eBusiness Suite. And today I have with me my colleague, Ian Sterling, who's a Senior Director from the EBS HCM development team. Together, we will share with you what we will be presenting our presence at the Ascend 2023. First of all, without a doubt, Cliff, my boss, Cliff Godwin, who's the Senior Vice President of the Application Development at the eBusiness Suite, will be with us. We'll be there for a few days. He will be talking about what's new in the eBusiness Suite, what's the latest and the greatest since the last time we were together in last year. So, of course, since then, a number of things have happened, new releases came out, etc. So we will be sharing that. Cliff Godwin will be presenting on Monday, the 12th of June at 10 a.m. And of course, Cliff will not be on his own. A whole eBusiness Suite development organization, lots of people coming along, supporting Cliff and supporting our customers and partners. And many of these people, you know already their faces, you have already met them before, I'm sure you have. And a team will be there presenting a number of topics, including their functional area, their technical area, and so on. But of course, we would like also, in addition to providing content, in a normal regular session, we would like to meet our customers as well. So at the Ascent, we will be covering a lot of topics, about 31 eBusiness Suite delivered sessions. And those 31 sessions are divided and categorized by functional area or technology. So we have a number of sessions that are across the board, across the suite, general sessions, basically, talking about things that apply to HCM, to ERP, and to supply chain. And that's what I call across the suite. We have 6 sessions that we categorize as AppStack. AppStack is basically the application technology foundation for eBusiness Suite. Lots of content there. We have ERP sessions. We have 4 ERP sessions. We have 3 HCM sessions, and we have 4 also supply chain session, 6 actually supply chain session, and 1 support session. We will see more detail of this breakdown. So you see here in red, you see the first session is the EBS strategy by Cliff Godwin. Of course, also Cliff has a Q&A session, not only with himself, but also with his all the direct reports to Cliff will be there supporting the Q&A. I remember last year, the Q&A session was extremely successful. It was packed. It was tons of questions. I remember I was running with the mic from one side of the room to another. I think it was, personally, I thought it was a very successful session. So definitely those 2 sessions are not to be missed. So this is the part of the cross the suite sessions, in addition to Cliff keynote as well as the Q&A. I personally will be presenting the latest and the greatest about eBusiness Suite on OCI, where we are, what we have been doing since last time we talked at the conference. We also have the latest update from Jeannie talking about what's new in EBS 12.2. Obviously, she delivered that last year, but that was before the new release that came out throughout the year. We also have the planning the upgrade to 12.2 by Ann Carlson. And we also have Mohamed traveling all the way from Jordan, talking about the latest and the greatest on the enterprise command centers. So that is what I call a cross-suite set of sessions. On the AppStack area, we have 2 sessions that are pre-conference session, and both of those were extremely popular last year as well. The first one is the integration option of an eBusiness Suite, whether you are running your eBusiness Suite on premises or on OCI. Always a very popular session. Migrating and managing customization when you do an upgrade. That's also a session that is very popular, knowing that most of our customers do customize eBusiness Suite. So obviously, whether you are going to the next release of eBusiness Suite or you are moving to OCI, customers very interested in the subject. In addition to the pre-conference sessions, we also have the usual session from the AppStack, where we are with the latest technology foundation from eBusiness Suite to talk about the performance, the eBusiness Suite, the latest on the user interface. Running EBS on OCI, it's really a one level down to the session I provide, which is move and improve EBS on OCI. Deploying and running EBS on OCI, it's really a deep dive, one level down with more detail. That's what I usually cover in the strategy one. And we have a session on managing the maintenance and online patching for 12.2, as well as the tech stack administration. So obviously the 8 session apply to all functional area, whether you are running HCM or you're running procurement or general ledger. Those are really useful for every single product family in eBusiness Suite. That's why we call them AppStack, and they are more or less across the board as well. In addition to that, we have, as I said, 4 sessions on the ERP side. The first one is really talking about financial, what's new in financials, and really how the ECC has transformed the way users use financials. We have released a new release of ECC v9 recently, so you will see the latest and the greatest on the financial value proposition of EBS 12.2. You will hear about what's new in projects, what's new in procurement, and of course, some of the advanced procurement and project footprint that we have done. So that's the 4th session in the ERP. On the supply chain, we have 6 sessions there. We will be hearing about what's new in the logistic family of the product, inventory, warehouse management, and so on. You will hear what's new in order management. You will hear what's new in the enterprise asset management, in discrete manufacturing, in process manufacturing. And we also have a customer panel that is really talking about some of the regulatory industry and compliance challenges for global manufacturers. We have, I believe, 4 or 5 customers, panelists, and our eBusiness Suite attendee who will be moderating the panel. So that's on the supply chain. Let me pass and ask Ian to tell us a little bit about the presence of EBS HCM at the conference. Ian, can you give us a hint, please?
Hi, happy to do so, Nadia. Thank you. I feel a little bit overwhelmed by the numbers swing on your side compared to what I'm going to be doing, but it's the quality that counts. So I'll be there together with Justine Fitzsimmons, who's the product manager for the EBS HCM suite in North America and Canada. And we're planning on giving you 3 sessions. We'll do an EBS high-level HCM roadmap, which will cover all the latest innovation that's come out in the soon to be released RUP 17. This is obviously the baseline for HCM payroll customers before they can apply a tax year end software. And then again, as Nadia mentioned, we've been working very hard across HCM on the command centers, and I'm actually going to be doing a mix between the HR command center and the payroll command center. I think that it'll be biased towards the payroll side, but I would like to show both so that you can see what's available to you. And then Justine will be doing almost like an annual legislative update as to what's new and what's changing for North American and Canadian customers. Whilst we're at the conference, we will be available at a table in the main exhibition area. A couple of support colleagues from HCM Support, Diana Dmitrovich and Tim McCall, who's the Senior Director over HCM Support, hoping to be there as well. And we would invite you to pop around, come and see us, ask us any questions that you like. It doesn't have to wait for an individual session. We'll make ourselves available all the time that we're not presenting. And Nadia, on this one, I see that you have EBS Support also joining us and presenting on the 12.2 upgrade analyzer.
That's correct, Ian. Yes, Dave Heisler will be there. He will be talking about the 12.2 analyzer for especially the after the EBS database upgrade and analyzer for 19C. That's very topical and very popular also because many of our customers are upgrading if they have not already done to 19C database. So that's very useful, especially when it comes from a support organization who know what the challenges and how to go around those challenges. So yeah, that's a very important session by support organization. Thanks very much, Ian, for reminding me on that. We also have, in addition to the regular session, we have other content and other sessions that will be delivering. First, on Sunday, we have 2 workshops. Call them workshop, call them deep dive, call them whatever you like, but those are really very, very deep, detailed conversation about 2 fundamental topics. One is about upgrades. I remember when we did the session in the upgrade week, Mike told me we had lots of people and lots of questions, and really we overrun the time because we couldn't manage to answer all the questions. So we thought maybe having a workshop deep dive with the experts to go through an upgrade workshop on Sunday. At the same time, and we have also the Enterprise Command Center. Without to say, it's a very, very popular, and we have very, very lots of new content in there, especially with the V9 of the Enterprise Command Center, where we added the content in the financial area. So, and again, you have the VP of the ECC coming himself, and he will be doing all the sessions, including the workshop and MT and everything by himself. So he's going to be very busy, Mohamed. God bless him. In addition to the workshop we have on Sunday, we also have 7 MTEs throughout the days. We have an MTE for order management. We have an MTE for procurement and project. We have one for manufacturing, and that combines discrete and process. We have an MTE with expert about running EBS on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. We have an MTE specifically for the logistics, and that really talks about inventory and warehouse management. We also have an MITI expert for Enterprise Command Center. As I said, Mohaned's going to be very busy. And we have a MITI expert for HCM, and Ian is going to be there managing that as well, I believe. Ian, that's correct. You will be moderating that.
I'll moderate them. I always enjoyed using these or doing these Meet the Expert sessions because you find out so much good information. And many times the expert isn't the Oracle person. It's putting people in touch with each other inside the room. So certainly on this panel, I've invited a customer that's been going recently done a 12.2 upgrade to join me, very knowledgeable on Oracle, and also one of our implementation partners, Sam Patel from HCM Partners, and then Justine. And I'm currently talking with, I'm hoping to be able to get a Vertex representative to join us as well. So we look to cover a wide range of subjects.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And in addition to the workshop on Sunday, in addition to the MT, we also have one session. Thanks, Mike, for giving me this session. I will be talking about the licensing principle, especially for customers who are migrating from on-premises deployment to Oracle Cloud infrastructure. We have lots of questions on the subject. What does it mean for me? What does it mean for my licenses I have on premises, etc., etc. So that's one turbo talk. I believe the turbo talk, it happens in the exhibition hall. Is that correct, Mike? I think so.
It does. Sorry about that. I was on mute. Yes,
That's all right.
It does.
Sorry to take on like this. So that's in addition to the regular session I was talking about. So of course, as you see, there is a lot of activities, a lot of content, lots of assets we will be delivering. So what will we be talking about in that week? Well, first of all, we are going to be talking about how to make our customers more successful. How can we, basically, the conference is really how to make our customers successful. We are dedicated to the success of our customers. We do that because we owe it to our customers. Our customers use eBusiness Suite for their mission critical system. They depend on eBusiness Suite on a daily basis. And really our dedication today is for their success. We'll talk about how we are dedicated to that success by continuing innovating the product. We continue to innovate the eBusiness Suite. On a 12-month basis, we have a new update. Twice a year, we have a new release of ECC. The OCI, I don't know how many times we provide the automation on a yearly basis. I think we have 2 or 3 per year releases for the Cloud Manager. So all this innovation is really to make sure our customers continue to be successful using the product they have selected and the product that they are committed to. To those customers, we're also providing a long-term support. You probably remember or heard the latest announcement we made, I think about beginning of April, if I can't, I don't remember the exact date. But let me go through a couple of things we have since last time we met at the conference, Ascend 2022. Since then, we released the 12.2.12 because we met in June, and in September, we delivered 2 things actually. We delivered in November, sorry. In November, we delivered 2 things. We delivered the 12.2.12, the EBS core 12.2.12. In addition, we delivered ECC, we call it ECC November release. In fact, internally, we call it ECC V8. So the ECC V8 came in November 2022 at the same time as EBS 12.2.12. That's what delivered in November. Since then, we also delivered ECC V9 that came in April, a couple of weeks ago, 2023. So we will be focusing on what in addition to the tech platform, which is with the Cloud Manager and so on. We also have announced, since we met last year, the 2034 premium support that was announced only, I believe, in April this year. So that's another news that we have done since we met last time. In addition to that, of course, for customers who are still on 12.1, obviously there are lots of upgrade projects going along for the moment. I can't remember if we have already announced that last time or not, but the market-driven support for those customers still running on 12.1 has been extended to 2024, but with a different price because the commitment was for 2 years, 2022 and 2023. We added 2024. Hopefully, the number of customers still on 12.1 is going down without a doubt because there are so many projects going to 12.2. So we will see a decline in 12.1 with no doubt. What we will be talking about is really the investment we have been committed to, and our commitment has been really in these areas, which is modernizing the e-business suite, continuing innovating in the functionality, and helping customers to run their operation at the lowest cost. This is what we talk about: modern user experience, functional innovation, and operational efficiency. So this is basically, we continue with this commitment, which we have been sharing for many, many years now. This slide has existed for many years. Some people may think it's repetitive, but it's actually, it shows the commitment. As long as we use the same slide, that means we are still committed to our investment priorities on behalf of our customers, and we will continue with that. So also we will share on how what customers are doing with EBS. Customers are modernizing and upgrading their EBS database to latest release. Many are doing that to 19C. Customers are adopting OCI to modernize their infrastructure for better performance and lowering the cost. Customers are adopting ECC for better user experience. Most customers are on 12.2 are either evaluating or running ECC. Many customers are uptaking new features as they come along in the new releases in order to reduce the customization and basically retire the customization in the favor of the existing new capabilities in the new releases and new updates. Customers have been really consolidating and standardizing by moving multiple instances of EBS into a smaller number of instances, but also consolidating from different ERP systems into EBS. Really standardizing and consolidating has been a very topical, especially in the current climate of economics. People try to do more with less, and consolidation is definitely the goal there. Of course, customers have been doing some hybrid, maybe adding Hyperion Cloud with EBS or OTM Cloud with EBS and so on, to basically enhance or extend EBS with any Oracle SaaS application that makes sense for the footprint that they are interested in. So you will see customers doing that, and hopefully at the conference, user session will demonstrate many of those. I was talking to a customer last week, and they looked at my slide and they presented after me, and they were referring to this slide and said, "Oh, Nadia said customers are upgrading their database. I am one of those. Nadia said they are doing OCI. I am one of those." In fact, what's the funny thing, and it's really nice to hear, is customer has demonstrated they are doing most of these almost all of them. And they said, this is actually what we are doing. So obviously we are on the right track. That was nice testimonial. Honestly, I didn't ask for it. I didn't bribe any one of them, but it sounded very, very nice to hear customers saying that. In addition to what we deliver at the conference from an e-business suite development organization, obviously, there are other things happening at the conference. It's not just EBS presenting, EBS development presenting. Of course, users are presenting, partners are presenting about EBS, as well as the rest. I mean, there is a lot of content at the Ascent. In addition to EBS, you have PeopleSoft, you have Cloud ERP, HCM, Hyperion, Taleo, and so on. There are lots of content, without a doubt. So if you ask me why you should attend, it's because there is a lot of content that you will not find elsewhere. For sure, for EBS, the Ascent is the main conference for EBS customers, the main conference for EBS content from development. There isn't another conference that where we as big as the Ascent conference where we are delivering the EBS content. It's the biggest conference for EBS customers and EBS product news. Of course, a conference without some networking and fun is not really a good conference, in my opinion. We still have to network and have fun and have parties and celebrate and meet up and have coffee and all of that. And you could do all of that at the Ascent. And this is really what I love about the Ascent. We do all of the things. We work hard, but we try to party hard as well. with that, I'd like to say thank you very much, Mike, and for giving us the opportunity to present today to our customers and to share what we will be sharing at the conference in June timeframe. And hopefully I'd like to meet as many as possible, as many customers and partners as possible during the time I will be there. And if you would like to meet any of us, like what Ian was saying, we are there for our customers, we are there for our partners, and we are there to have to meet and network with everybody. So without any further ado, I pass it back to Mike. Do we have any questions?
All right. I haven't seen any questions, so if you do have anything, please type it into the Q&A panel or the chat area. We can address them. Now, I do also want to point out that we do run pre-conference sessions before this conference. So the week before the conference, we run sessions where we actually have speakers that really, it's very difficult for them to attend, or we don't have space for them at the conference. So we run those the week before. So look for those. The way you do that, the way you access them is going to be the conference app. You'll see that conference. If you're registered for the conference, you'll see the conference app email go out. Yep, we're still seeing your screen there, just Nadia. Yep. We'll send out that conference app email out next week. So you download the app. You can view it on your web browser or your phone, and then make sure you've kind of gone in there, select sessions you want to go see. The pre-conference sessions are always a great way to kind of figure out the app, look at them. We do have some really great ones. You know, Nadia's team's already doing a couple of them, so that would be important to the people here. You can check those out and view them and look at them. I would also like to point out that all in-person, we do run in-person and virtual. We do have in-person attendees and virtual attendees at this conference. So everyone's going to have access to the pre-conference app. Once the conference starts, the in-person attendees only can, they will not be able to see any of the virtual sessions. So you have to actually go to sessions in person. If you registered in person, all virtual attendees will be able to see all the virtual sessions that are streaming. We did get a question that just dropped in here. This is probably for you, Nadia. ECC releases have been moving later into third and fourth quarter in recent years. What are you looking at going forward as a standard of deployment? You gonna, I guess, continue to do those releases late in third quarter, fourth quarter?
Honestly, I mean, I don't want to limit ourselves on which month of the quarter of the year that we will be delivering. We try to keep it roughly the same area. So we usually have an April and a November. That's what we have been doing all around, close enough. At least we have been doing twice a year, and we will continue to do really as much as there is content. It's all about how much content we want to deliver, and obviously how many the resources are obviously a criteria too. But honestly, we will continue to do as much as we can. I don't know whether we will do 2 releases a year. I think at some point in time we will run out of ideas unless you guys give us some ideas what to develop in ECC. But we will deliver as needed basis.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Nadia. We also have a question, I think specifically for you, Nadia. Ian can also chime in on this, but someone was asking for your perspective on a first-time attendee presenter advice.
Oh my God, yes, that has been a while since I was the first time presenter. Right, Justin.
No, actually, I think it was a first-time attendee. I think that's
first-time presenter advice, I believe. I think that's what the question is. Oh, no presenter. So attendees, Justin, yeah, correct?
Yeah. I don't recognize him. But yeah, I know we did a first time webinar earlier this month. I did share it with this person, but I mean, I always think the best thing to do if this is your first time attending the conference, either as an attendee. Oh, never mind. I guess he is a presenter also. I think the best thing to do is connections. I know in that webinar that we just did, make connections, talk to speakers, engage in speakers, be very active in the app. You can reach out to them and send them questions in the app. So that's kind of from my perspective. It is a first-time presenter. Nadia, do you have any other?
Yeah,
Ian?
First-time presenter. Well, it has been 30 years since I was a first-time presenter, but I can imagine this question is very valid for someone who is the first time presenting. First, be yourself, I would say. One thing you need to know is nobody will know about your topic more than you do. That is first advice. Be confident that nobody knows as much as you do about your own topic. So just be yourself and just enjoy it. I think that's the whole thing. Be yourself and enjoy it. Listen to what people say, talk to other people at the end of your session, get feedback from them. Don't hesitate to connect with people, as I think network is definitely the right thing. I remember when I was started presenting at the conferences like the OUG, etc. The best thing is really get connection and network. And I think it's extremely important to network. So be yourself, you know your topic more than anybody else, and most importantly, enjoy it.
Yeah, and I'll chime in as well, Nadia, because as you say, it's so many years ago since I did a first time, but it's cover your bases as well. Get to the room early and make sure your equipment works, because sometimes there's compatibility problems. Don't be shy and do a dry run to yourself in the mirror at the hotel room so that you can pace your presentation speed and style so that you know that you're not going to be rushed at the end of the session. So make sure you've got key time points in there so that you know that you're going to finish on time, and leave time for questions and answers, because people do like to engage with the presenters.
Yeah, absolutely. And go to sessions, go see what other people are doing, especially if you're, presenting later in the week. You can actually go to a bunch of sessions and see what people are doing. We have some fantastic speakers. I know Nadia's team always scores very highly. And because at the end of this, if you are presenting, then we'll send out your scores. We'll let you know how you did on the survey. We'll let you know how many people attended your session. So I kind of pride myself in giving feedback to all speakers. We also have a presenter info page, and there is a couple tips and tricks there as well. We are also doing a speaker orientation webinar, and that'll be the week before the conference. So make sure you attend that. We give lots of tips and tricks for that as well. And that's on the presenter info page. I'll put that link into the chat for that.
Mike, there was a question about ECC has been a tremendous innovation for EBS, although cloud is not your product. Can you speak to the equivalent on cloud? Is this, I'm assuming when you say cloud, I don't know the name because it's anonymous attendee. I'm assuming when you say cloud, you mean cloud applications. What's the equivalent of ECC in cloud application? As you said, I'm not really the right person to talk about cloud application, but I believe they have something on those lines with the analytics. I think it's OTBI or something like this. So I really need to talk to your contact from the cloud applications, because I definitely don't think I am authoritative to talk about that. But ECC, it's unique. It's unique to EBS. It's a unique thing, and it's a tremendous innovation, as you said. I totally agree with that. Sorry, I don't really know or confirm 100% what's the equivalent of ECC in cloud applications, but I'm sure our team in cloud will tell you that. Unless Ian, do you know by any chance?
I don't know off the top of my head, but what I was going to say is I know that there are several members of the HCM cloud product management team going to be there. Nancy in particular would be the person who could answer that for you actually on site. So, they may have some sessions on that as well. So yeah, I'd look to meet up with the HCM cloud representation because they cover the whole raft there. So Nancy Estelle Zoda, I think, is the person who's going to be attending or one of the people that's going to be attending. So look out for her name.
Yeah, I think OTBI is probably what the cloud application use, which is based on the BI analytics, etc. But anyway, I'm sure the cloud team are better. Yeah, they are put better position there.
Yeah, and some of the cloud ERP folks are going to be there as well, so that would also be another great way to direct questions to them as well. But that is a great question because I've never heard that one before, and you actually think you would have, because the ECC is so popular
and so unique.
Yeah, well, you're scaring them away now.
It's unique in the sense that it's very, very, very tremendous innovation. Honestly, it is a huge innovation that comes for free, that is really the other beauty of it. ECC doesn't require any licensing. It relies on the license of the product you run. Like for example, if you have HCM, you get ECC for HCM. If you have financials, you get ECC for financials. There is no extra licenses for this dashboard that come pre-built, pre-supported, and so on. It's just and the technology that we and the visualization are absolutely fantastic with the network diagram and so on. It's if you try to do that yourself, I can tell you it will be very, very hard, because we internally at Oracle and EBS development, we know the inside of EBS, and it's very, very complicated to try to do what we deliver in ECC with the network diagram, with the comparison. If you try to do that, it's just almost impossible. It can be done, but it's hard work.
And another reason why we're running a workshop on it, because it is important and there's a lot of information in there. So we really want people to go to this conference and have deep dives into, if you're upgrading, we have a deep dive workshop for that. And if you want to learn more about the ECC, we have a deep dive workshop from that. I will point out that those sessions are run on Sunday afternoon. So you will have to get in a little bit early in order to attend them.
Yeah, and also it is a unique opportunity, Mike, because this workshop, the ECC workshop, is run by the vice president of ECC. We're talking about the man himself who develops it, who is the visionary of ECC. So I don't think you can get a better person to deliver that content than the man himself, Mohamed Obaidat, a vice president of ECC development organization. And he's based in Jordan, so he will be traveling all the way from Jordan. So definitely it's a unique opportunity to have him there. And he's going to be busy according to what I have just showed you. He's going to be totally booked out.
Well, perfect. I'm not seeing anything else. I think there is one quick question in there, like we tested HCM ECC for payrolls. So I think that was just kind of a statement.
I haven't seen it. Is it under the chat or in the QA? Must be in the chat.
It's in the webinar chat, and yep, it's good to see somebody's tested it. I know that I've been working with my colleague on the payroll side for ECC because they're looking to make some changes based on customer feedback. So we'll be sharing a little more on that in the conference, because when we originally built the HR side, we just wanted it to be looking at active employees. But obviously for payroll reporting or payroll use, you need to have access to ex-employees and terminated employees. So that is something that's in process, and happy to chat about once we get to the convention.
Yeah, I saw a comment from Abdi Adam regarding ECC V8. If you have any issues, please raise an SR. It's very hard for us to talk about what the issue could be that you are experiencing. So the best way to raise your concerns about an ECC product is really give us your SR number, and we are happy to engage on the SR and make sure that you we review it and we have a meaningful and constructive conversation about the SR. Don't hesitate to do that. Okay, Abdi, if you haven't, you raised the SR, which is good. You are welcome to send me the SR number and we will get in touch with you.
All right.
You are welcome to send me an email, Abdi. My email is nadia.bendjedou@oracle.com. Send me an email with your SR number, please, on the ECC issue that you are experiencing. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I'm not
seeing
questions, so I think that will be it for the webinar. I want to thank Nadia and Ian. I know we do have a party planned at Cuba Libre. Should be a lot of fun. So that's one of the networking events that's going to happen, or it's going to happen Tuesday night of the conference. And the conference is great. The property is great. So I know everyone's going to love it. So thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing everyone at Ascend.
Thank you. And thanks, Mike, again for organizing this. Thank you very much, Ian, for joining me today.
No, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.